Sterling Witt was born in the rural countryside. He grew up on the art farm where wild animals reside. A dyslexic boy who struggled in school, couldn't read or write. They thought he was a fool, failed almost everything except for art class, and he got first place in the 50-yard dash. It was a complicated learning situation. This little boy preferred artistic creation. He enjoyed making all kinds of stuff. Art made life seem a little less rough. He played by the river and dug in the dirt. Fell down the stairs, boy did that hurt. He had a pet squirrel, raccoon, and blue jay. He loved to climb trees almost every day. He was a quiet boy who kept to himself. He liked his alone time without anyone else. Wait, why do you like your alone time?
My alone time is when I can make art and music.
But aren't you afraid of being alone?
Not usually.
What is it that you do when you're alone?
Well, I make art and I make music. That's my time to create.
So have you been creating your art and music for a long time?
As long as I can remember, yes.
How did you first begin feeling that you needed to create these things?
Well, it started when I was a child, and I was quiet. I kept to myself, and it was the thing that I could do, the thing that I enjoyed doing, was making stuff. It was this overwhelming urge inside of me, and I just started doing it, you know.
Did you learn how to make these things and create in school?
No, not exactly. I didn't do well in school. I was dyslexic. And so I struggled almost in everything, except for the art class.
And what all is it that you do create?
I do paintings, drawings, sculpture. I make music. I play guitar, I sing, I write songs, I write stories.
How do you go about creating the things that you do?
I'm usually drawn to it like a magnet is to another magnet, you know, where it comes to me and then I start acting upon it. And I guess that's where different series of works comes from. I do a thing called gun art. I do watercolor
Now
paints.
wait, you say gun art?
Gun art is when you stretch a bunch of canvases and you build up some textures upon them. And then you take them out into a field and you lay them all out. And you shake up aerosol spray paint cans. And you set those on top of the canvases. And then it's like target practice. You shoot those cans and they go exploding all over the canvas. And you do it enough times, you hit 2 at one time, all these spontaneous things happen. And then I take those canvases, let them dry, and then I paint an image on top of that. And that is what I call gun art.
And you mention other types of painting.
Sure, I mean, I do various different things, different series, I guess you would say. One that I do is the love paintings, which is watercolor paintings on paper. And I use a lot of water on fairly large pieces of paper, usually. And they all spell the word love. It's just love over and over and over again. However, with all the water that I use and the way that I drag it around, and all the ink and the watercolors that I add, every one is totally different than the other one. They all have their own personality, their own identity, their own mood and feeling that comes along with it. Just like a person.
It seems you have so many facets of artistic expression. Why choose so many?
I don't feel I choose them as much as they choose me. I have this urge to do it. I really have this urge inside of me. It's almost like a wave paused in motion, just waiting to crash, you know.
So what is next for Sterling Witt?
Well, it's hard to say. You never know until you know, you know? But I do think I'm going to be releasing a book in the near future. And I do think I'm going to be having a museum exhibition of my paintings soon, gun art paintings. And I do think I will be releasing a new album of music.
As these things happen, how can we find out?
Well, I do have a website.
Lastly, do you have anything to address to our audience?
Why do you do what you do? Why do you make what you make?
He loved to pretend and live inside his head. He had many nightmares sleeping in his bed. When he grew up and got really tall, he turned into an artist, but that wasn't all. He loves to make art, sing, and play guitar. Some people call him a punk rock star. Finally, he learned how to read and write. It wasn't easy, but he put up a fight. He wrote this book to scare the wits out of you. Be careful, have fun, and enjoy what you do.
Ah Hey.